Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Let's bring my screen into play. Let's go, let's go. So, let's dive in. For everyone who just arrived now, today we'll be diving into Pest V2. That's a new version. It was released just a couple of hours ago. And if you, like me, are not a Pest user, let's become one right now. I've been preparing a repository so you can clone and play with it later. I will leave it in the chat right now. So I've just played a little bit with Pest V1. I've been using the default Laravel framework testing suite, and well, yeah, just I didn't find the time to make the switch. I don't know, the circumstances were not um, possible. We did not make it possible, but right now I can't wait to put my hands on it, and let's do it together right now. Okay. Why did I set up this repo? Also, if you want to look, if you want to play with it real quick, you just have to click, well, I have that extension, so then it will be, I will leave a link where we'll be able to run the project from Gitpod, which is booting up right now, which is a cloud development environment. And I've set it up everything, so it just booted a new environment for us to play with. It migrated the database, required composer dependencies, and a bunch of instructions that are in this YAML file. And from this, we get a full development environment. Let's open ports, and I just have, whoa, just a moment. My wife is calling and she didn't know. Okay, cool. So, this live environment just opened two ports. I will click on the web server one, and sure enough, just with one click, we have the repo working. Database is seeded with the default database user. So I'm just gonna go and test at example.com, and password is password. For people who might not know this, the default Laravel installation will bring this code commented. I uncommented it, so it ran. So hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be able to log in, and I am. And this woohoo, oh, I left it here, right. Okay, so it's because it in the dashboard view, yeah, I can change just hello, hello from the live YouTube. And if I were to save, I don't know if you saw it blinking, but Vit is running. So it already changed and did the hot model replacement, and it's working. Cool. Hey, we have chat. Hello, Orlando. Hello, hello. Oh, so the sound is not good. It's about the volume. Okay, let's see. Still not good, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure what changed. Yeah, it should be fine. Let me adjust on the mix table. Okay, okay. 1, 2, sound, sound. And we also have Marcos. Olá, Marcos. Boa noite. Hello, hello. It's good evening already here. I think in Brazil it's good afternoon. So Roland is saying now it's better. Music is softly okay. Okay, I put it down 2% now. Let me know if all gets better. Thank you so much. Precious help. Okay, so let's get back. I'll just restore the state as the default. I will save, and yeah, we have a full working Laravel application. And let's dive into Pest. And of course, by the end of the streaming, you'll be able to come and clone the repo or just start with a one-click link into Gitpod and get the same environment and just play with it. Yeah, thank you, Marcos, also. And Rolando, thank you so much. Okay, so without further ado, where are we? We're gonna go into Pest PHP, which was released, and let's go, let's go. So, first things first, well, I assume you already know what Pest is about, but well, it's a testing framework, just in a quick glance, that got inspired in Jest, which is a JavaScript framework, and it gets rid of the oriented object programming paradigm, and it gets into functional paradigm, and it allows us to be so much more clean while writing our tests. So this would be a piece of code, and this would be a test that well, where we make our guarantees that the source code is doing what we expect it to. Okay, so let's jump into the installation, and let's do it over here in Gitpod. Can be no problem. I'll just open a new terminal and I will allow pasting. Okay, cool. Good, we already have Pest installed in the vendor dependencies folder, which is vendor. Yeah, I'll just run Pest init, and it changed some files for us. We can see in tests, for example, pest.php was created, where we make some configurations, and what matters more around here, well, this authentication was also changed. I wasn't expecting it, so that's cool. So let's go with a more simple one, the example. I'm not sure if you know commonly how does the test look, but right now you can see it's so much cleaner, right? So let's see it in practice. Not sure if it's missing something. It's not. So we'll just run the tests. I want to control C, no, clear, yeah. Command V, and vendor bin passed, and if all goes well, we have 24 passing tests. And that's cool. But for the time being, as this is just a demo, I don't want it to be so with so many tests, or at least, yeah, I guess we can filter which tests to run. So let's just run our example test, and sure enough, dash dash filter should work. Yep, with a pattern of what tests, just like PHP unit. Yeah, so that's it. So vendor bin pest, and I'm gonna go dash with dash dash filter and example. So we ran two tests, unit and feature, and two tests ran, right? Let's start with unit. I guess, can we do it like this? Nope. Yeah, to choose the suite must be some way different, not a problem. So, example test. So, let's see how minimal footprint this is. So, we will just invoke test. We will give a name to the test, and now inside the closure, we'll just manage our expectations. How simple is this? We just want true to be true. So yeah, essentially, uh, we've seen it all. So let's play with it, shall we? I guess that's what we're we are all wanting to do. So writing tests, there's a quick explanation of, yeah, we could use like we've seen, and let's copy this test, for example. This example, we'll override it with this, and we'll run again, and it's not passing because, well, we don't have the sum function, so we should. I guess we lost some function from before. I'll even declare it in the test. Not sure if there will be a problem, don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, so it's passing now. And as you see, we're using the expectation API, meaning we can use this notation to declare our test, but also we could use more similar to the previous, not previous, but to the other paradigm, which is PHP unit. There's another way how to make our assertions, which would be with the assertion API. So let's explore here. Our expectations allow us to be much more fluent. So let's say, for example, um, let's try to read it, and it's very easy, right? We make some action, so like we act, and we make some asserts or expectations. I mean, it's asserts, right? It's just that we are using expectation API. So we do something, and now we expect the result to be free because we are making this sum, right? So how cool is that, right? And look how fluent it can be. So another one that is also valid. Look the amount of assertions that we'll be doing in one liner, right? So it's not value, it's result, right? So we expect it to be integer. Well, it's not, but it's going to be because we're providing integers, right? We expect it to be integer, to be 3, not to be a string, and not to be 4. So if all goes well, we have 5 assertions passing. Yeah, how cool is that? Uh, just a quick poll, you guys. If anyone is already using Pest V2, please let me know in the chat. Or if you're just curious, so let's write just, or a Pest user. Let's say, if you are a new Pest user, please write new, N-E-W. So just write new to me, please. Just curious how many people are here new to Pest. So Rolando is new. Cool. I hope you're enjoying so far, and of course let's play a lot with it more. Anyone more new? Please guys, let me know. Okay. So we have all this expectation API to use. So to be something, to be an array, to be empty, to be true, to be truthy, meaning 3 equals, right? Or 2 equals. To be false or falsy, to be greater than, you know? So this way the tests will be so much cleaner and pleasant to write. So yeah, this is the proposition, one of the propositions of value propositions that Pest provides us. Marcos is also new. Cool. Nice to see a bunch of new guys. Just like me, I haven't used this much, just a little bit. I'm exactly exploring with you guys at the same time. Okay, so expectations, okay, let's see some examples. For example, to be empty, if we put an array, I will just close the UI for now. It won't be needed so much anytime sooner, I think. Whoop, no. Yeah, inside the test, I will just say, let's expect this array to be empty. And if we run again, one more assertion. Yeah, so that's cool, right? So something more. To contain only instances of class. Let's see something to be JSON, to be a readable directory, to be infinite. I mean, to start with some string for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I totally recommend you guys. I will put this code one more. And while you're here, I'll put the direct link if you want to visit. Yeah, and check all the expectations that we have available. So hooks. So hooks will run very explicitly before each test or after, or before all tests in a file or after all in a file. This is like some kind of preparations that need to be done or database state that we want to be explicit how we want our database to look, right? Some reset, some seeds, that sorts of things that we want to be ready for each test, for example. So yeah, so these are the hooks, a little bit like setup and tear down from PHP unit. So datasets, so a little bit like data providers. So let's see how easily we can use datasets. Just putting this code and, well, we have one filing. And why is that? Well, because we gave it null. Let's see. It performs sums failed, right? Argument-free subject must be of type array of string and null given. Oh, sorry, silly me. I've put the test inside the test. So yeah, let's go. Let's run it again. And yeah, everything passed. So it has emails. So as you can see, we very easily provide different datasets for the test to run twice. You see, before it was 9 assertions. Let's get rid of this again just for a moment. And we see 7, right? But adding this one test allows us, not allows us, but after adding this test, we now have 9. And that's because the test was running once for each data, for each item of the array that we provided with. So yeah, that's it, basically. So, and let's see how this can be so much cooler. I've been reading a little bit before the live stream, so that's why I know already a little bit. So what happened here is, because we gave a key to each email, it's the same like before, but now we have an array, not an array of strings, but we have an associative array. And each string has a key, and now we can see on the output, or in the output, we can see to what data provider it was referring to, right? That's very cool. And even better, let's take a look into this more advanced one. So we have a data provider with 3. So this will be running 1, 2, 3 times the function, right? And we lost something on the way, right? Expected arguments 2, just found 1. Some numbers. Did I change something? Of course, yeah, because, well, some expects 2 arguments, right? I just don't know which, what would be here, but let's make it work now, I guess, just from the documentation. Let me try to find if I'm not doing anything wrong. So yeah, I'm guessing in this function we receive an array of numbers, right? And we will be, so we will have like a product or a result. I mean, so let's start with 0, for instance, and not complicating. So for each numbers as number, because we have to sum more than 2, right? We'll have to implement this function. So result plus equals the current number of the iteration, and if all goes well, we'll return the result and it will be right. So let's see what goes. And yeah, the test is passing. And let's inspect why. Well, the first argument, the first argument in this, I guess clicking twice made a dot, I'm not sure, sorry for that. Okay, so this is the first argument and this is the second argument, and they are in an array. So the first argument comes here and the second argument comes here. So yeah, that's it. We could have changed this, of course, to a sum that would expect 2 arguments like before, but I just decided to change it. And yeah, so 1 and 2 will be 3, -1 plus -2 will be -3, and we can also provide a callback, which this callback has to return the same, right? But it will be evaluated at runtime. Okay, so you can see that how easily we can now make another test. So, I don't know, more positive numbers. 1, 2, 7. This has to be 10, right? So if I'm to run the test again, it's still passing. And now I am testing something else. Some function with 3 arguments. Yeah, so this is a little bit datasets. This is a small dive, but I guess you now know the gist of it, right? Let's see what's next. So bound datasets can be used to obtain a dataset that is resolved after the before each. Okay, so these are some tests that ran after the before each of our tests. And this is cool. This means we can have a datasets folder and we can declare a dataset and just reference it by email. So this sounds cool to keep organized and stuff. So let's do just that. Let's go into tests folder, make a new directory called datasets, and it's going to be called emails.p, or I mean, this one is going to be called numbers.php, and let's remove this. Let's just call it numbers. And what was the notation? Was dataset, right? So we have a dataset, which is numbers, and the second argument will be a closure or the dataset itself. So yeah, we have these numbers where we define the dataset, and we can now easily reuse those numbers, and I guess it can sum again, right? We will just reuse it easily. This is just an example of what you can use, right? So, cool. Dataset numbers. But why one assertion it returns a successful response? So what happened? It returns a successful response. Yeah, it's not this that we wanted. We want the example test. Okay, let's see. It can sum again. This is what we're looking for, right? So it returns a successful response. It's not this one that we're looking for. If someone knows what's going on and can shed some light on me, that would be cool. What we have to do we have to do anything else to enable datasets? Let me check. Dataset emails.php. But do they have to be test slash, yeah, so these are the inline. Test datasets emails. Oh, I'm so silly. Forgot about all the basics. So of course it has to be a PHP file, right? And yeah, it happens. Okay, so now we have again, the world is spinning again, and we have 9 assertions. Why? Because we ran twice, because we were able to reuse the dataset numbers. So that's why. Yeah, Marcos. It happens sometimes. That's life, huh? Okay, this is cool. Let's go. The show must go on. So, scope datasets, combine datasets. It seems that we can. Oh, junior bug. Yeah, we're all juniors sometimes, and sometimes more often than not. Okay, so it seems like we can use a class to provide datasets, right? And also we can chain one with, second with, and cool, they will be merged. Just trying to... Oh, no, no, no. This is like a matrix, right? Hmm, right. It is a matrix. How cool is that? I wasn't aware of this. So, uh, I guess we can just pull this and run it. Oh, damn, I should have kept this file for later. I mean, let's make a new test. So artisan make test. Let me check. Oh, I don't have a. It has to be PHP artisan make test. And I think there's the minus minus pest. Yeah. So make test and datasets matrix dash dash pest. Let's put the suffix. Okay. So here let's put this test. And now let's run it again by running with dash dash filter and matrix. Okay, 6 failed. Why? School not found. Oh yeah, sure. That class school. Yeah, this is some placeholder code, right? So to make this work, is closed. Oh, this is really nice. So the class should have that method that implements, yeah, which days they are closed or something like that. So if we want to make it work, we make a new class. I don't know. So maybe let's do this. I don't know. So let's make a new app file. So let's make a new building, right? So this is a PHP file, don't forget, like me before. So this is a PHP file. Oh, look the shit. No one makes tests, Pedro says. One of the guys that makes thousands of tests every day. That dock part needs a little improve, Rolando is saying. Well, maybe. Uh, yeah, if this would work, I don't know. Maybe it does work and I just passed it. I don't think so, but yeah. So let's just make it really quick. I'll make just some abstract class that is called like a building, right? So it will be a building open or not. Last part, the missing classes. Come again, Rolando? I didn't understand it. Yeah, so we have to make an office, a bank, and a school. And business is closed on day, so these would have to is closed day. So Saturday and Sunday, they have to be closed, right? So let's make this a little bit improved. I don't know. So a building will be, whoops, so public function is closed. That's the function. Yeah. Is closed, receives a day. And why don't I see the... I don't see the color indentation. Ah, now I see. Okay, so there's the building. And static opens, open days, I don't know. Let's make it like this. So it opens on Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. And Friday. Okay, let's keep it the default like this. And now let's make the object this function to return the collect, or it doesn't even need to collect. Let's just make in array. So the needle will be the given day, and the haystack is gonna be the static open days. So if it's closed, it's because this day, I mean, we could check if the day is a valid day and etc., but that's out of scope. So let's return a not. So it's closed if it's not in the open days, right? So that sounds like fun. So let's just make another class. And so let's make the office. Let's make the office. and it's a class called Office. We don't need to do it as we will be extending it, right? Extends a building. Okay, that's it. So the office should be closed at the weekends. Let's see it work. Where's the matrix test? Here it is. Let me check the chat. Rolando is saying, for a newbie, it is not easy to imagine the content of these classes, school, etc. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, here's something. So let's do it like this. Maybe it will be easier. Let's comment this for now. And if all goes well, this test should pass. And it doesn't. Let's make a new class is closed. Return to be true. So what's going on? Let me check. Let me check. So let's type a new. Sorry. The new class provided it's this, right? It should be there. So let's see what we get. Class app slash office does not happen. What? How come? Office. Did I spell something wrong? Probably. I guess it should, right? Just to be sure. I'm in the global namespace. App slash office not found. Maybe did I do something? Composer dump, just a moment. Yeah, so something's not that good. Office. If you see something I don't, this would be a good time for you to let me know. Oh, I can't believe it. Thank you, Rolando. That's for sure it. It's not auto-loading, yeah. It's... I'm so used to using an IDE. Where's the rename? Thank you, thank you. That's it for sure. Where's the rename? Enter. That's it. Okay, let's get back. And now we have a die dump. It's working well. Thank you, Rolando. Here we go. Let's delete this. We shouldn't need it by now. Okay, let's run it again. And sure enough, is passing. So if I were, let's do it. Let's do the app bank. Oh, we need to do the bank, right? So maybe let's just copy and paste and paste. We need the bank, office, bank, and school. We need the bank. We need the school. We need the bank and the school. But we'll also need something that will be open at the weekends, right? So if all goes well, we have 6 assertions and we made 2 datasets. So it's 3 times 2. So yeah, that's why the Cartesian product. Because on these days of the week, the business is closed, right? Yeah, so that's it. But maybe I would also expect to something the other way around would not. Yeah, but that's uh, if we would just reverse like with the expectation API. Let's see if this works, right? Uh, so it would invert. Yeah, exactly. So now it's failing. So let's say that all these buildings are open on Saturdays and Sundays, right? Saturdays and Sunday. They are not closed. What did I do here? Okay, so it's not this one, it's the matrix test. Okay. So, the new business, we want the is closed to be true. Oh, but the new business, it's a building. It's closed when not in this array. It's closed on the weekend. Yes, it's the same. It's the same, never mind. So we would have to put this in the test. That we days of the week. That's weekend, right? Yeah, we can just do it like this. 15 filed. Whoa. Business is closed on days of the week. Monday. Whoa, I'm just making it complicated. If they are open on the weekends, they are closed on case sensitive. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, wait. This is always failing because I didn't change the base class, right? I mean, I changed the base class. I should have changed this. Right. So now all are open on Saturday and Sunday. All buildings are open at the weekend. And we will test that they are... Okay, so now it has to be like this. So they are open these days, or yeah, just wanted to check with the not, and it's really cool to do that. The thing is, I would have to make I would have to split them if I wanted to open. They could not be in the same matrix, right? Yeah, Erland. Yeah, it was just silly. I just forget. I didn't think ahead. If I wanted to have buildings that are open at weekends and buildings that are open at weekdays, then it would have to be different tests because all these, I mean, the two providers will be chained, right? One with this, second with this, third with this. Yeah. So yeah, that was silly of me. Okay, let's go on. Let's play a little bit more. We have 10 more minutes. So what can we test now? What can we do now? Exceptions. Yeah. So we want to check if some exception is thrown, right? So we can just say that it throws and the exception we expect to be thrown. So throws if something happens, some conditional. I don't think it's worth to. Yeah, let's wait a little bit. So dash dash bail, it will stop executing the test suite if the first fail happens. Dirty, only run tests that have uncommitted changes. Oh, that's cool. So the filter with a test description also, yeah, cool. Not just the name, but in our descriptions where we put it something. So that's cool. We can exclude a group. And now I'm curious how grouping tests. So we can group a test. Oh, right. So we can group, give it a name and a folder. Or we can also put it in a group just by chaining the group statement. Okay. Or we can just say this file belongs to this group. Yeah, sounds cool. So this is good. What else? So we're filtering, skipping tests. Oh, we just mark them as skip. And it just ignores it, right? We can keep it there, but it means that we have to work on it later. That's good. Oh, and the to-dos. This is cool. So yeah, so those skipped tests, we can think of them like to-dos. There is something to do, but let's check in detail what does this to-do do. So yeah, it's nice because we can mark some tests with to-do. So let's say there's the example test, and let's mark it as to-do. We will run all the test suite again, and we have one to do. So best music for this test is, Pedro is saying, I don't know. You have to shed some light on us. So let's bring our command vendor bin pest, but dash dash to do's, and it will just check if we have to do's, and we do. And what can we do with this? Oh, we see the list of pending to do's. Ah, right. It's like checking skipped. Would it be possible also? Pedro saying we can even make it shorter, so please tell us how. So what's the signal coming from this command? Wasn't it like this? So I don't know. Foo equals. I want to get the output. Oh, it's really the output. I wanted the signal, right? Uh, yeah, it's like this. Yeah, it's 0. So maybe it could return error signals, means different than 0. Hey, Christoph. Hello, hello. Glad you joined. Thank you, thank you. This get Pedro. I'm not sure if I follow. I'm not sure if is this the right copy paste that you've done? Hey, maybe Christoph, you are a Pest user. Oh, and I can even recommend, of course, Pest Driven Laravel, which is a course that our buddy Christoph Rampel is doing or currently as, and well, I totally recommend it, and it's something I've been started. I still didn't finish, and I can tell you I enjoyed a lot, and I totally recommend. Yeah, so please check it out. So, assert OK should be okayish. Yeah, Christoph, no problem. Uh, it's real feedback, so no worries. Don't need to thank. Nice. Uh, okay. Oh, assert okay should be okay-ish. Okay, Pedro, got it. You mean for this test? Yeah, I was. This is the default. I wasn't even taking care of it. Wasn't focusing on that. Just on the to-dos right now. And Marcos, I hope I see you in the next one. So please come back and watch it after the recording. Maybe we'll stick around for 5 or 10 minutes more. Um, Christoph, if you're still there, what would be your opinion on the to-dos command when we would have one to-do? I mean, how can we know the signal? I mean, could be, well, the number of to-dos, because 0 is the good state, right? Or it could be just a different signal, so that we can know that there are no to-dos in CI or something like that. I don't know. It was just the first thought that came to my mind. Um, yeah, also you, Pedro. I know you use lots of CI, so and Pest also. So um, yeah, so to-dos are cool. Just trying to figure out the skipped. What's the major difference with the skip, right? If I'm just to skip a test, what would be the major difference? Yeah, not just to-dos, of course. Yeah, so 15 skipped, 1 to-do. So echo, what's the signal? Still 0, okay. Not a problem, just something I thought of. But it seems more or less the same. But it's nice that it's just the to-do, because we won't forget to signal. I mean, yeah. Maybe I will ask in the future to someone. Yeah. Okay. So next, we'll be speaking about optimizing tests. Oh, and the parallel test. So that's cool. These will bring multiple processes running the tests in parallel. And yeah, there are some considerations that come to mind. Being the first one, that database resources may not be shared between tests. So it's something I've never dived into this. Well, if it's SQLite, it's gonna be kind of easy. If it's in memory, right, we can manage that easily, I guess. But if we really need to do some tests with some SQL database like MySQL or Postgre or another one, things might be a little bit, they will require some setup. And yeah, that's it. That would have to be looked upon into. So yeah, also the test order is not guaranteed and race conditions can occur. Right. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. We won't have the time to do it now, but let's look into. I was expecting to see some comparisons, but I know that people are reducing a lot their test runtimes by using parallel testing. Okay, cool. If the Yeah, also if the test suite gets very big, we can run dash dash compact. So the output will not be as huge. So look at this. Yeah, it would be difficult to look into all of that. So if we were to do dash dash compact, we can see, yeah, all the tests are good, and there's a to do, and there could be an error, right? An E or a S for skipped, I think. So we can make it fail somewhere. So let's say the bank is open on Saturdays. So if we would change this to file, how would this be passing? So is closed on these days of the week. Oh, that are closed. Yeah, never mind. It has to be Saturday. Yeah, I've been tweaking with this without much logic, so that's the thing. I'll have to be sure before going again. Okay, so I'll make it fail now. And yeah, we see the failures with an X, not an E, but an X. And yeah, that's cool. Let's go, let's go. What else? Compact printer, yeah, that's it. So let's dive into the last chapter, continuous integration. So yeah, continuous integration is when we run our tests in a server environment, typically, which is not our local machine. It's a dedicated environment that runs the tests so that we can keep our tasks at end while not merging the code and doing the tests. Also, when some colleagues make more features, there's a central system that merges everything together and runs the tests for that feature and for the whole project. All this runs automatically, right? When someone sets it up. Of course, if you know what CI is doing, I'm making a very basic explanation. But yeah, essentially is when there's a system in place that automates all the testing, and we have a good starter template for GitHub Actions that we can use to start testing our applications. In this case, when we push or do a pull request. Yeah, it's just running in Ubuntu and it runs some steps. And yeah, in the end of the day, we have our Laravel project in GitHub Actions and we run our command, vendor bin pest. Hey, hey! Hello, Dan. I hope to find you well. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I think we have 1 hour and 8. We will just, I don't know, if is there something you want to see? Maybe let's see the something I've been wanting to check a lot, which is architecture testing. So not only logic, uh, we want to maybe we want to make sure that we are using a certain class or not using certain classes or certain namespace within another classes. So yeah, this is going to be cool to test. So let's make a new test. So artisan PHP artisan make test and arch test or my arch. Things are my way test, right? And it's a pest test. So I'm gonna go and open it and I'm gonna go and paste this code. It's a test that it has the description of models and expects that all classes in app/models only to use only the namespace illuminate database. So if we come here, I think it will fail because we're using another namespaces, right? So I'm curious to see what comes out. So let's run vendor bin pest and dash dash filter, let's say models. And yeah, it's failing. So I guess we have to ignore. We have to take this out, right? The user was not the... I guess we can ignore. Could we ignore the user? Pedro, so it's dinner time for Pedro. Congrats on the live, Patricio. Keep up the good work. Don't forget at the end to listen the song. Thank me later. Cheers. Okay, you will explain me later what about the song. Thank you, thank you. See you soon. Christoph is also going. I gotta leave, he's saying. Nice stream and see you around. All the best, Patricio. All the best, Christoph. See you soon. Thanks for coming. Okay, so let's finish this off with a ignore, or let's see how can we do this architecture testing. Ignoring. So yeah, we will have to ignore. We expect some namespace not to be used, but we will ignore. When defining you can use ignoring method to exclude certain namespaces or classes that would otherwise be included in the rule definition. Okay, so I guess we can ignore our cases that we would not mind to have it, right? So ignoring And I guess I'm gonna go and finish with our user class, right? How can this be? Are you there, Dan? Yeah, because the user folder is even the... Yeah, so let's do it really quick. I don't know why, but it, it's like this. Okay, so let's close to the right. Also these things are my way. So yeah, let's see what goes. So it uses eliminate notifications notifiable. So that's something that I want to be okay with. So, but all of these would be allowed to be used in any model. So that's why whoop, so that's why I'm not sure. But now yeah, it's passing because now we say that these are excluded. We can use only this namespace, but the second we use inside the namespace app models, the moment we use something other than illuminate database, some subclass of that, it will fail our test. So it can be good to enforce some some rules that we want, right? So for example, one very cool, and I think we'll finish with this one. Let's make sure that some globals like dd and dump are not to be used. So let's do it again. No, I don't want to filter models. I want to filter things or all the tests. Yeah. So to pest, globals is passing. So this description test. And yeah, we're not using id or dump, but we will do that in some class. So let's, for example, in the building, there's some function here. So let's say we wanted to see what our static days were during development. We wanted to know this, and this is expected to go well. It would not break the code, right? But if we are to make a pest execution, we now see that we are expecting dump not to be used in this class, but it is used. So I have to come and remove it. The same with dd. We might forget some die dump inside a conditional or something that we would not notice in local, but then in production it would harm things. And like this, if we remove it, the test should be passing again. And they are. So yeah, this is very, very cool. And we can explore lots of things like models can only be used in repositories, or I don't know. For example, I don't know if we are having actions classes. Yeah, so something I would be excited about um, if we would not allow to use models inside controllers because maybe I want all of my classes in actions or something like that. So yeah, I'm excited to use this feature. What do you think about it? Chat? Still some people with me. I think we are about to close. So please drop any comments or questions you might have as I'll be closing really soon. Just waiting your feedback. And yeah, I think this is really cool. And for sure, I'll be adopting Pest V2 from now on. And yeah, we've covered the getting started blocks, so I hope this was a good start for you. And please let me know if I'm right in the chat. I'll start to use if somehow I convinced you to use, if you enjoyed what you've seen. That would be nice. Of course, there are more stuff to dive in again. And yeah, as I'm not getting any feedback, I think it's time to call it a day. So I'll be preparing a Gitbot for everyone to be able to replicate this repo. Yeah, so just gonna go and check if everything is okay with the vendor being passed execution. Oh, Johnny Bigot. Hello, hello. Nice to have you back. Thank you, thank you. No problem. He's saying he's always late. I guess life has stuff happening and it's normal, don't worry. Oh yeah, I made the bank file, so let me get back to the bank class. Okay. Let's use the default. Yep. So everything is passing. No, it's not. Business is closed. So school, office, bank, buildings, open days. Oh no, it's not this, right? Because the test would be testing. Is closed. Dataset. Weekends, right? Weekends will make the store be closed. So, yeah, I was just playing before with a not modifier. So I was able to break this before. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So yeah, if all goes well, it should be passing. And it is. We have one to do. And this would be the thing that, from my point of view, the to-do should maybe return an error. Right? Or not? Maybe not. Maybe, yeah. Let us know in the comments what do you think, because the to-dos exist to be different from skipped, but both return 0, the signal, as a signal, which means okay, and maybe if it's to do, we should do it before the push, right? So yeah, that's it. I will just commit right now. So finish the stream. And I'm gonna commit and push. And I'm gonna show you just once more how is this Git pod working, because you can go ahead and test it right now. If I am to come here, yeah, I will put you the link right now in the chat. Okay. And in the README, you will be able to see that we can open in Gitpod. And I will just close everything in Gitpod so you can see that everything will be started. There is a workspace, means it's like a dev environment. Okay, I will close it. No workspaces, right? So I'm just gonna go and click open in Gitpod, which is a link for gitpod.io slash hashbang and the repo. And then, of course, it's an open source repository, so you don't even need to have permissions on the repo. You will need to authenticate with your username to push, of course, to your repos where you're authorized. But all of this has just started, and the gist is there's a Gitpod YAML with some configurations that I've done and that you can do, of course, that instructed Gitpod to bring a new environment, run those commands. I have it running too, which is the web server and Vite. So if all goes well, I'll come to ports, and sure enough, I do have a full Laravel application working. So test at example.com and password. I'll click login and I'm logged in. And just so you can be sure, I'll change the view. Welcome dashboard. Yes, I'm running on the cloud. I'll save. I think you've seen the blink because Vite already ran the hot model replacement and it rebooted the page. And yeah, this is living proof. We are running a dev environment, and sure, if you want to reproduce on your hand and try Pest V2, go to the link and explore it in Gitpod, and in a matter of seconds you will be able to try it out. So everyone, I want to thank you for being here live with me. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And also, if you're watching on demand after the recording, I want to thank you equally. And hopefully in the future we'll be able to be in real time. Thank you everyone. I'm not sure who is still on. I'll give a few more seconds. So there's the YouTube delay. And I guess you're busy or something. I'm just gonna go now. I think there was enough time for anyone to comment. Oh, Johnny Bigotch. Hello, hello. Or I mean, goodbye, goodbye. It's the other way around. I hope to see you soon in the next one. And everyone, I hope you have a good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll see you in a next one. Thank you so much. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, Johnny Bigotch. Até a próxima means see you next time. Everyone, goodbye. See you. Happy coding.